You can't find this story anywhere really but on Fox. Morning, noon, and night, we heard about the raid on Mar-a-Lago and all kind of stuff about the classified information in the hands of President Trump and his team. You can't even find this on most networks. So,
that was Senator Lindsey Graham claiming on Wednesday that nobody covered the mishandling of classified materials by then Vice President Joe Biden. Now, of course, that's a false claim. That's not true at all. I've got the numbers. I've got the receipts to back that up. And you're not going to be actually, you probably will be surprised at who covered it more when this had broken. But first, actually, let me give you that details. On Monday, CBS reported that personal attorneys for the president found government materials as they were packing files housed in a locked closet to prepare to vacate office space at the Penn Biden Center in Washington, D.C. So that was, again, on Monday. Since then, Biden's lawyers had been searching for more documents that they might have misplaced, that they didn't, mishandled, didn't have, or hadn't returned to the National Archives. And look at that, they found more. They even found a couple of documents stashed at Biden's private residence in his garage. Oh, no. But of course, what's interesting here is at first you wouldn't have known about this had CBS not broken the story and had you been watching, well, MSNBC or Fox News. Because it turns out that it was CNN that had breathless, endless coverage of what had happened over these documents. So, in fact, according to a Media Matters analysis released earlier this week, CNN covered it way more than Fox News and MSNBC. I'm not actually surprised about MSNBC having covered the least because that is the pro-Democrats channel, right? Look, I'm a progressive. I agree in principle with a lot of the things that Democrats stand for. But again, I'm to the left of them on policy issues like Medicare for all, healthcare, etc. But it is kind of sad. MSNBC has basically become Fox News for the Democratic Party. And that's why you didn't hear about this at all. But CNN also is going right wing. And so they've had endless coverage on this. And so, look, the thing that I would like to see more of is reporting when it comes to either side doing something bad, right? But to see it from a progressive point of view that is also accurate. Oh, right, that's what we have here. But anyway, so now let me show you an image here from Media Matters. Cable news coverage of classified documents found at the Penn Biden Center. 1 hour and 47 minutes compared to Fox News' 29 minutes and MSNBC's 14. Fun. In fact, on Monday night, between when the news broke and 11 p.m., CNN dedicated 1 hour and 47 minutes for coverage of the story, more than sevenfold MSNBC's 14 minutes, and over 3.5 times Fox News' 29 minutes. So, Lindsey Graham, why you lying, bro? What? I mean, what's the point of that lie? CNN covered it 3 times more than Fox News. And since then, of course, now everybody's been talking about it. So, that's it. The discussion here had began, and this was on Fox News when Lindsey Graham was talking to Martha McCallum, about Peter Doocy, right? Peter Doocy being a reporter that was asking questions, and both McCallum and Graham are stretching the truth a little bit. So for McCallum, she's like, actually, Lindsey Graham, other outlets have covered it, but only because they wanted to, provide a comparison here between Biden and Trump. And then, of course, also claiming that Doocy's question was shut down. In fact, here is that video.
To be fair, there were other reporters in the room who did ask questions about this. They were summarily shut down. And most of the coverage that I've seen in other places is about how very different these two situations are. They say, you know, the former president was stonewalling, returning these documents. They had been requested. They've been negotiating over it for quite some time. And that's the difference. So comment on that for me, if you would, first. And then I have another question.
Okay. So, no, she said, oh, well, they were mainly covering the differences. Okay, well, first of all, you are giving it coverage. And secondly, there are big differences. That does matter. The context matters. Nuance matter. Facts matter. That's what journalism is. And so, look, for one, it's important to point out Biden has been cooperative. Donald Trump, however, claimed that no, first of all, the documents belong to me. I declassified them with my mind. The FBI planted the documents when they raided my home. And this is after, of course, Trump had lied for months and refused to turn them over. Okay. By the way, during that raid, the FBI found thousands of documents. For Biden, his team has been scouring his properties since his lawyers found them while cleaning out an office. And at every point, they're like, oh, yeah, we had these. Yeah, we got to return them. Here you go. Oh, we found these. Oops. I think the response matters, especially when it comes to how you react to this. No doubt, I do believe that it's mishandling of documents. They shouldn't be, they shouldn't be chilling at your garage, and they shouldn't be in an unlocked closet at Mar-a-Lago. But they're not the same things. There's a big, big difference here of what's going on. There's a difference between being negligent with documents, and there's a, between that and, I don't know, breaking laws intentionally. Let me give you an example of somebody who broke laws on classified documents intentionally. This is Sandy Berger, who was a former Clinton national security aide. This was Bill Clinton, by the way. Berger had intentionally taken and deliberately destroyed 3 copies of the same document dealing with terror threats during the 2000 Millennium Celebration. He was charged with unauthorized removal and retention of classified material, ended up pleading guilty to that, paid a $10,000 fine, and surrendered security clearance for 3 years. Sandy Berger is passed away back in 2015. But that's an example of how there are differences in how you treat classified documents. Walking off with them or, storing them in a place when you were vice president at the time, where you were, probably using those documents, you had set up a temporary SCI, and then you just kind of forgot about them. That's one thing. And that's, still sucks, and we shouldn't do that. There should be more, adults in the room making sure. NARA didn't even know that these Biden documents were missing. So had they made a request to Biden, he would have immediately, again, his team, his lawyers, whatever, would have been like, oh, okay, you think we have these documents from the Obama-Biden administration? All right, we'll take a look and we'll return them. And we wouldn't have heard anything about it except like on Fox News. But, like I said, okay. This is, for Trump, though, a little bit different. And again, the stonewalling, the lying, the hiding of the documents that he shouldn't have had in the first place after he had left the White House. But like I said, neither what Trump or Biden had done is close to what Berger had done. So anyway, comparing those cases is a bit like comparing an apple to a Buick. So that said, let's go back to Lindsey Graham here. Because the minor correction that you heard from Martha McCallum, even that was enough to break Lindsey Graham's brain.
Well, number one, I mean, can you imagine if this happened? The bottom line here is that Peter did not get shut down. The more she talked, the more absurd the excuse became.
That is true.
Well, could you? No, I don't have an answer. I'm just gonna pivot to something else completely. Peter, dude, he didn't get shut down. No. Hilarious. Look, again, if you want to say that Biden was a bit careless with the storage, okay, fine. I don't disagree with that. I think the government, especially when it comes to sensitive and classified documents, should be a little bit more careful. You never know. I mean, I don't know what's in those documents. Certainly, they weren't nuclear documents, unlike what they did in Mar-a-Lago. But I think we should take the storage safe return of national security documents seriously. And apparently the Biden administration does as well, as earlier, Merrick Garland appointed a special prosecutor, or not prosecutor, sorry, special counsel to look into it. Okay. All right. And do you know what the response from Biden is? Silence. Nothing. No complaints. Again, compare and contrast to Donald Trump, who complains about Jack Smith constantly. So, again, if you want to say that, hey, we should be better with the documents and storage and national security stuff, again, I agree. But if you're going to do the comparison with Biden and Trump and call them the same, or call what Biden did worse, no, that's just all bullshit political theater. And, you really show that you don't actually give a damn about national security. You're just looking for a cheap political win.